Woohoo, we're live. We are live. We're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live. Oh my god. Just what a day. What a day, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. I feel like I'm blowing you guys out. Let me check my software. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not blowing you guys out. I don't know. But I feel like my gain knob here just ain't quite right. I feel like it's just not quite right. I'm watching the stuff on it and it's like, Wah! So, yeah, that's a thing. That is absolutely a thing. Other beef. Man, it just, it sucks, dude, because it's probably like, I hate how it gives my cows a freaking Rona mask. Like, absolutely, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate the fact that. I'm like, priest is cool, right? Is priest cool? Dude, is my mage gone? My mage is gone. Alright, so we'll go... Because I do like the Horde so much. I don't know why, I gravitate towards Horde. I'll make this guy a little random. Ooh, yeah, cool. Skin color will be about this color. Molted. We'll go fresh boy. Definitely spiked, but we're gonna go with kind of that. We're gonna go kind of, yeah, we'll go kind of that, and we'll go wow, it's actually available. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we'll throw creepy mage in there with just all the cows, and then just to like show you how big the Tauren actually are. Dude, that... So, I'm rolling a DPS. That's a thing.
You are a soldier of the mighty Horde. A disparate
I should probably set up my monitor, huh?
freedom, honor, and glory.
Oh yeah. Duh, I'm not logged in on that.
To explore an uncharted island.
I'm not logged in on that.
Missing. As a bold new recruit, you have joined a rescue mission departing from Orgrimmar. Find
I'm not.
expedition members and bring them home. For the Horde!
For the Horde! Like, it's so much fun just saying that. Okay, there's that. There's my videos. Alright. Think I'm good. Alright. Think I'm good. Sweet. Definitely don't need Healbot in here. My damage done can go over there. We'll look around. We gotta do... Hang on, that's not what I want. Man, I'm like brain dead right now. Ew, Frost. Nobody likes Frost. Nobody likes Frost. We all know Arcane's the way to go. Here, I'll blast this guy real quick.
The shaman said the skies would be clear. The horde leaves no one behind.
Boom.
I'll spar with you for now. I must speak to the crew about the raid.
The horde leaves no one behind. I'll take my position. Strike first and strike
Dude, that's
hard.
insane.
Never run from your. Always face your enemy. I concede.
I think I got enough for another level out of this.
See our mission through. Go with honor. We will save the expedition.
Almost.
Lord, this storm will soon overwhelm us.
Soldiers, brace yourselves.
One more, I'll have enough. I'll be at level 3. Then we'll get out of here. We'll get out of here at level 3.
Stay focused on our mission.
Okay, we'll do this.
Recruit, you survived. We need to regroup at
So, I don't know if anyone follows football or not,
once. Cover our supplies.
but
Too many Murlocs. They're dangerous and
I've been a lifelong Lions fan. Let's see. It's just gotta be. It's gotta be details that's doing it. Which sucks because I love to see my DPS. I love to track that. But yeah, I've been a lifelong Lions fan, and people are like, "Oh my God, the Lions, you know, this and that. They win, you know, a couple playoff games, and they think they're something." I'm telling you, man, this team's different. Like, I have put up with these absolute sorry bottom of the barrel, worst in the NFL for decades. So to finally have success, to finally, you know, have a team, and I mean, selling out preseason games was insane. I went to a preseason game here at home, here at Ford Field, versus the Steelers, and it was interesting. It was a fun ride. A lot of people, you know, watched obviously Sunday Night Football primetime game last week against the Rams, and
stay focused on our mission.
our second half definitely needs better. Like, we had, what, 17 unanswered points in the second half. I was like, here we go. Here comes second half Lions. Like, same old crap, right? Or SOL, same old Lions. And that overtime victory was wild.
We won't rest
And to tell you that how loud Ford Field is,
free.
and people are like, oh yeah, you know, we've been to games, they've been loud. Like, no, like,
You and I will push forward.
go to a Lions home game, especially when they're doing well, and you can't have a conversation with the person next to you. It's that loud when the other team's playing, but when the Lions have the ball, we're silent. Like, we're so silent. We're so incredibly silent. Like, you can literally hear a pin drop in that place. It is insane. They had a viewing party last season for when we went and played San Francisco because I couldn't get tickets to go to San Francisco. Wife said no. It was insane in there. The team wasn't even there, and you would have thought the team was there. Like, it was insane. It was so much fun. The wife's not at all in the football, and she's like, we should go do this. Like, this could be a big thing. And we were, honestly, I know people keep saying it, but we were a half hour away from being in the Super Bowl. First Super Bowl we've ever been in. We were a half hour away from that, and we just, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened. I think there was a few gutsy calls, but at the same time, I'd follow my head coach, Dan Campbell, into a freaking volcano. Like, that's how much I love that guy. Like, the guy is great. A lot of people were worried when he came out, you know, talking about, oh, this is going to be our identity, biting off kneecaps and taking hunks out of you, this and that, da-da-da-da. But think about it. Like, you go back and you watch that press conference, right? What was that, 2021 that he took over? So, almost 4 years ago now. I think that's when that press conference was. He's like, I'll tell you what this team's going to be, identity of the city. The city's been battered, beaten down, but not out. This and that, right? Like, that's Detroit. That is the surrounding areas of Detroit. Like, the auto industry is huge here. And people have been through it, man. Like, the GFC, the Great Financial Collapse of like 2008, 2009, we got rocked. Like, no one, if you had a job in this state, it was, you were very lucky. I was one of them without a job. Like, I was literally, like, could not get a job, could not even get a job flipping burgers. And I didn't want to ride unemployment. Like, I wasn't one of those, oh, I gotta ride the system, ha ha ha. And I wanted to work. Like, wanted to work, loved the work. And I can't cast Fire Blast because I accidentally hit it, not paying attention. But I wanted to work back then, and I went 2 years without a job. Like, it was insane, and a lot of people are the same way. It's not just, you know, oh, I didn't want to work, I figured I'd ride the system. I lost it all back then, and it was a bad time. Like, I never want to go back to that. And people ask me now, you know, well, this and that, da da da. You know, how do you feel about vehicle prices? I think vehicle prices are absolutely outrageous. And I tell people, I can remember the 2008 Lions, 0-16, like the first team that ever in the Super Bowl era to go winless. And Dan Campbell was on that team. So to see him be a player and be 0-16, and then come back as the head coach and have this press conference of, you know, our identity is going to be us biting off kneecaps and taking hunks out of you, and it's going to take another shot to get us down, and this and that, and da-da-da-da-da. You go back and watch that. He has delivered on every single thing in that conference. Of, like, it's insane. Of, like, being just national champs. And, like, my wife's not a sports person at all. She's just, she could care less. Like, it's on, cool. She might sit there and read a book. Like, we go to the game, she'll bring a book with her. And people have literally posted in Facebook groups of, like, pictures of us together. Like, oh my God, dude, you're so messing up. Like, you know, explain the game to your girl. Like, I don't need to explain the game to my, you know, to my wife. She's there for support because she knows I won't go by myself. She knows I won't just buy one ticket. And I'm like, you know, don't really have a whole lot of people around me. I keep my circle kind of small. And I don't really like going places. So it's one of those things that if I want to go do something, that it's a big deal. I'm very much just a homebody. I hate going places. So people go, oh my god, you know, she's reading a book. Like, dude, she's enjoying herself. If she has a question, I'll answer it. But I'm not like, oh my god, you got to be focused on the game. What are you doing? Like, that it's you, and she's ADD like I am. So, she's very much like, okay, you know, I'm bored. Like, we went to last year. We went to the Tigers opening series, so baseball. And it was cold. I'm like, it was a really bad game. Like, we got blown out. I think we were playing the Red Sox. I think we were playing Boston. And we got crushed. Like, third inning was like 12-0. It was ridiculous on how bad we got rocked. And like, I normally don't leave things early. I think I got up by the 5th inning and we left. I was like, are you good at leaving? She goes, yeah, I'm cold. And I asked the kid, like, you good at leaving? She goes, yeah, I'm cold. So I was like, I'm out. Like, see you later, guys. Like, hope we have a better season. We didn't. Like, we had a pretty lackluster season. But I'm not like a huge baseball guy. I go more there for the hot dogs than anything. Like, I like hot dogs at the ballpark. Yeah, I can make hot dogs at home. I can get hot dogs from other places. Just something different about a hot dog at the ballpark. I remember it as a kid. It's just like the roasted almonds and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, I love roasted almonds. But I'm a football guy. Like, I like football. I like hockey. That's me. And so started going to a couple Lions games, and I was like, hey, you know, kind of jokingly, I should get season tickets. We looked at getting season tickets. Season tickets were gone before we even started looking into them. Only thing that was available was a suite, and a suite holds, like, I think 30 people is what they said. It holds 30 people, so I'd have to split it 29 different ways. And she's like, you know, you're not spending $100,000 on a suite. I'm like, the suite's good for the whole year. It's good for a whole year. So anything that comes there, you can use your suite for. Obviously, you'd have to have, like, tickets for a concert or something. You can't just, hey, I have a suite, I'm here, ha ha ha. But it's a better way of seeing things. Like, you have your own bathroom, you have your, like, food's always there, they wait on you hand and foot. Like, it is ridiculously awesome. I have done it once for a hockey game, and I was like, this is amazing. And then I seen how much they cost, and I was like, like, yeah, I don't have that level of money. Like, just laying around. If I spent that level of money, I would very quickly be divorced. So, we went to a preseason game this season, the only one we had at home. It was the third week of preseason. It was against the Steelers, and it was a fun time. Like, it was a ride. And they won. I was like, all right, like, it's preseason. They don't count. You're seeing a lot of people play that just either are going to be practice squad or just aren't going to make the team. And it was fun. Like, it was fun. It was fun getting to see Hendon Hooker play. My personal opinion is, if we would have known that Hendon Hooker, a lot of people were like, you know, why'd you draft a quarterback that's injured, this and that. I think if we would have had a healthy Hendon Hooker and seeing what he was actually capable of, like seeing what he was down there and how quickly he was learning things, I don't think we would have re-signed Goff. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. Like, it would have been a lot different because we could have saved so much money. But Goff, like, I like Goff. I like Goff as a quarterback. Nothing against him. I just think the Lions would have went a different route and saved a little bit of money. Like, hey, here's this younger guy that doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but he's got a lot of weapons. Da-da-da-da. But at the same time, we're trying to go for that Super Bowl, and I think Goff's our best shot at that. But having Hendon Hooker as the number 2, like, God forbid something happens, I think we'll be all right. But, man, that game against the Rams was freaking awesome. The Rams had... Ugh, fighting yawns, man.
We'll do whatever it takes. As you command.
We had Sam Laporta shut down. We had Amon-Ra St. Brown shut down. Like, the Rams had them shut down. They had plans for them. So we really couldn't use them as weapons.
Together, we can put an end to these rituals.
And they didn't count on Gibbs. They didn't count on J-Mo. They didn't count on a lot of other people. Like, a lot of people they didn't think were going to be great because they haven't really seen a whole lot out of them. Now they're like, oh, I'm like, we have a lot of weapons. We are a really stacked team. Like, if you look at it, we're a really stacked team. But it was a good game against the Rams. Like, it had a lot of everything to it, of just ground and pound, of Jared Goff can finally long ball. We got to see J-Mo's actual speed of, like, dude, that kid, oh my god, that kid is so fast. Like, it doesn't look at it when you watch it on TV, but you realize how quickly these people run. How quickly these players run. It's like the running backs and all that. And, like, J-Mo couldn't be touched. He had a whole, like, second gear to him. I'm like, oh my, I was sitting here watching it at home. And I looked over at my old lady. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad we have him. And she goes, why? I'm like, he was coming off of just nasty injury last year, so he really didn't have his prime yet. I go, he's coming into his prime. And she goes, yeah. I go, he is fast. And then, of course, he goes down and he's holding his leg. I'm like, here we go. Like, here we go. Like, he's injured, right? And it was just like a cramp or something, but I was so concerned. Like, oh no. Like, oh no. And I guess I didn't see the press conference with Stafford because, you know, Stafford was our old quarterback as part of that trade that we did. I guess Stafford was kind of a sour sport about it all. And which is, it's sad because he gave us so many years here. He literally played with a broken neck. Like, the guy had a broken neck at one point, broken fingers, and he's still broken ribs, and he's still out there playing, still slinging the rock. And I'm like, at first, I didn't want to boo him. And my wife's like, I'm like, I don't know what to do about Stafford because he used to be our quarterback and he gave us so much and he tried so hard to get us a championship, get us our division, and, you know, get us a playoff win, and just couldn't do it. I definitely think if we had Stafford now, with all of the weapons we have in the coaching staff, I definitely think it'd be a very different story. I definitely think we'd be something because he's still, like, he's what, mid-30s, like 36, I think, and is still out there bringing it. Like, great quarterback, but I boo him. And my wife's like, why? I go, he's a sour sport. Like, he is a sour sport. He came here thinking he's going to whoop on the Lions, and the Lions beat him in overtime. I go, he's a sour sport. Like, I got wind of, like, some of the stuff that was in his whole press conference after that game, and I was like, wow. I'm like, wow. Like, that's not, like, calling players dirty in this. Like, Hutchinson made a mistake of hitting him. Like, there was a penalty, like, roughing the passer, right, that Hutchinson got. It was a late hit. And he's like, oh, he's a dirty player. Like, bro. Like, he's not a dirty player. He just made a mistake. He's amped up. He legitimately made a mistake. And I'm just like, I think he had a few choice words for Detroit as well. So I'm just like, you know, I kind of don't like the guy. Like, it sucks because, like I said, he's a great quarterback, but I don't like him. So, sorry, little buddy, did you get any hits on that? No. Oh, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. I got excited and I blew it all. This week we have Tampa Bay here at home. It's another playoff rematch. It's a playoff rematch from last season. Like last season was, we played the Rams and then we played the Buccaneers. We beat them. We have San Francisco later in the season as well. That is at San Francisco. So another playoff rematch. We all know how the San Francisco game went. Very, very heartbreaking, but
Dark magic has brought ruin to
it's always a season. Right now we're 1-0. I know it's one game. We're 1-0. So 1-0. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not going to say that we're going to steamroll Tampa Bay. I think the Buccaneers have definitely improved in the off season. Like, greatly improved. They have multiple fronts, multiple ways to attack, and it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to watching it. Unfortunately, I'll be at work, but I'll have to watch it on my phone.
You have a problem with spiders, Wansa?
It's just one of those things that's going to be, it's going to be a great game. And now people kind of know what Detroit is about. The season's going to be very interesting because I think a lot of people slept on us last year. I think a lot of people just were like, it's Detroit. Didn't take us seriously. And then we start whooping on them and they're like, oh, and it's like kind of too little too late. So I think a lot of people are very closely studying what we're doing and what our players are all about now, like watching film and making us a legitimate team. But are like, hey, yeah, we got something dialed up for everybody. And it's going to be hard to cover everybody, man. Like, someone's going to get through. It's just like the whole playoff run of, like, people were saying online, you know, the Rams didn't have a chance in the playoffs. Not the playoffs, but overtime on Sunday Night Football. The Rams didn't have a chance. We literally ran that. We literally ran that. I think every play was a run play. And you knew David Montgomery was getting the rock. And you still couldn't stop it. Like, we finally, like, at the end of that game, we finally, like, synced up. You could tell that game that there's a lot of rust. Players weren't really synced with each other. A lot of miscommunications, miscues, all that. At the end of that, we were starting to cook. And I'm like, oh, I'm just sitting there watching it, and my wife's like, what? I'm like, we're cooking. And she goes, what? I'm like, we're cooking. Like, we're figuring out how to be cohesive as a team. And she goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, this season's gonna be great. And she goes, why? I'm like, we're gonna be the ones that you got to go through to really get anywhere. And think about this: the Bears even won, barely won, but the Bears won. The only team that's in our division. So we have the Lions, we have the Vikings, we have the Bears, and we have the Packers. All the teams that are in our division we play twice during the season. The Vikings won. The Vikings basically had that game handed to them. The Bears won. The Bears literally had that game handed to them and almost lost it. But the Packers lost. I'm like, are you serious? Like, how did the Packers lose? Granted, it was played down in Brazil. It was just it. I get what the NFL's trying to do. They're trying to, you know, branch out to other markets. It's a business. Like, it's. Hey, not nice. It's a business. They want to branch into other markets. I get it. A lot of other markets don't really care for American football. They watch, you know, as they call it, footy or football, soccer. It's here. It's soccer. It is what it is. Like, I get people asking me all the time, you know, is it cool if I'm a Lions fan, if I become a Lions fan? Absolutely. Like, you can be a fan of anything you want to be. Like, I'm gonna tell you though, it's a ride. Like, it's an emotional roller coaster every game. Especially when you've watched them as long as I have. Of like every Thanksgiving, having the game on, and just watching them lose. And just... it's something, man. Like, to actually have a good team finally, and, you know, not have to hide as a fan of like, oh god, you know, better not wear my gear, you know. It's something awesome. It's fun. Like, it's fun being a fan. And what was cool about going down there for the preseason Pittsburgh game is there was a lot of Pittsburgh fans that traveled that came here. It was a good ratio of Lions and Pittsburgh fans. And we were walking in, and of course, you know, I have my golf jersey on, my hat, I'm all geared out. And there's a guy that's walking with us that hasn't been to Detroit before. That's from the Pittsburgh area. And he's there with his little daughter and all that. And he's like, yeah, I mean, he's full Steelers gear. And she's got a terrible towel and all this. And I'm like, yeah, you know, just talking with him, having fun. Just talking to him as a person, like good sportsmanship as fans. And you always hear the story of like, oh, these fans are horrible. They'll treat the other fans horrible. I didn't have that experience, man. Like, it was cool. And we were talking about our teams, what we were excited for, and, you know, wished each other, you know, good season and all this. Like, it was cool. It was a fun experience, and that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be this, oh, well, screw that guy because, you know, he doesn't like my team. It's like, bro, I want to see your opinion. Like, I want to see your viewpoint. Like, what are you excited for? What's your team doing and this and that? And he's telling me, he's like, yeah, this is, like, the cheapest way to see my team this season. He's like, upper bowl tickets for the Steelers, I think he was telling me, was like $500 or something. I was like, holy crap. He's like, those are the nosebleeds.
Take care of them.
So I was like, yeah, you know, we're coming down here during the preseason, catch the game, this and that. And then I'm doing my first, which I'm sure I'll make some videos on that and have it on the channel. I'm doing my first road trip game. That'll be interesting. I'm going to, in November, I'm going to Lucas Oil Stadium to see the Lions take on the Colts. And it was actually like between hotel and like travel costs and all that, it was about the same as like going to a home game here. But it's something different because I'm going on a little vacation, and I'm like, this is great. This is going to be so much fun. And it's a place I've never been before. So, it'll be fun. I'm sure I'll run into some crazy fans somewhere, but I don't know. I'm just going to have fun. And enjoy it. And hopefully it's a good game. Like that's my thing. I just want to have fun. Like I never really get days off of work. I never really have time for anything unless I take vacation days. And it sucks. It sucks saying that, but it's true. Like I've already put in more hours this year than what a average person puts in during the whole year. Like if you just worked 40 hours a week for all year, you would have less hours than what I've already put in this year. That's insane. Like being able to have that is insane. Like I live at work. That's why the streams are so late. Is because I'm out there working, doing what I gotta do to provide, and then I come home and I game for a few hours and rinse and repeat every day of the week. So like having hobbies and stuff, I really... No, I'm a sheep. Sheep. I really don't have time for hobbies. Like there's a lot of stuff I want to do, right?
Attack them, like so.
But this is, I guess you could say this is one hobby, you know, playing video games and that. But this is how I unwind. This is how I unwind from my day.
Both attack our recruit and teach them how to use polymorph.
Is I get to sit here, Debbie Cakes.
That's the kind of thinking that
Um,
prevents learning.
I get to sit here and just zone out and
Here to help.
get lost in whatever I'm playing.
Observe. Your
And there's some days that I don't really talk. There's some days I don't feel like it, like I'm kind of down. I go through it, man. Like,
pose, you'd better
anyone goes through it, but I go through it, and you know, it's okay to go through it. Like, it's not like, oh my god, you know, I gotta be. I guess I should hit him. I'm not paying attention. Hey.
Well, I wasn't teaching you now, was I?
Meow. If only I moved this fast all the time.
Interested in some experimentation?
Recruit.
Meow. But like, I struggle with mental health. I think a lot of people do, and a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. And for me, gaming is one way I deal with it. Is I can just kind of, you know, tune everything out for the most part. There's some days that I don't want to game. And my wife's like, you know, you're good. Like, you're not even gaming. Like, she gets concerned. Ooh, I just missed that. Ooh, cannot sit there and mage tank. That is not a thing. But yeah, I struggle with mental health all the time. And, you know, it gets a little taxing. I'm not gonna lie, it gets a little taxing on people. But she's like, okay, you know, how you feeling today? And I'm like, you know, it took me a while. Like, being a guy, at least when I was raised, it was, you know, just bury your feelings, just throw dirt, you know, rub some dirt on it. That's what we were told, rub some dirt on it. And it took me a while to, like, you know, okay, I can,
Horde has endured worse than this.
it's okay to talk about my feelings, right?
Stay moderately safe.
And once I got, like, okay with it, I was like, hey, you know, this is kind of how I'm feeling. Like, I don't feel great,
Now act like an ogre.
and I don't know why.
Don't
Like,
speak.
that was huge.
Wave.
Like, having that conversation was huge.
More sacrifices.
And
Go to cooking.
I mean, like I said, I have my good days, I have my bad days. I have days that
What you got?
I fight yawns apparently, but no.
What do
I have days that
take them to the back?
I don't want to get out of bed, and it's okay. Like, that is perfectly okay to be that way.
It's time to complete the ritual.
And she's like,
The city.
you know, you can raid, you're gonna do this. I'm like, man, I don't want to. Like, like,
Raw strength won't be enough. We need to
I know that my next day off isn't for 3 weeks,
we can put an end to these rituals.
which I told her that tonight. Like, hey,
Stop innovating.
you know, I'm not gonna have a day off for like 3 weeks. And she's like, what? I'm like, it's the way the auto industry is right now, and it's push. It's beginning what we call push, of where all the automakers basically blow their stack, or blow what cash they have left, so they can get an increase next year. So they are, if you are a parts manufacturer, tier 1, tier 2, you are getting to be extremely busy end of September into October, all that, for the rest of the year up until Christmas. Like, you are extremely busy of, like, working weekends and double time and just all that. Like, it is nuts. Of literally, I can, like, I'm working this weekend, and I'll make in 2 days pretty much a whole separate check. So it sucks. It sucks that I don't have time with my family. It sucks I don't have just time to do things, but at the same time, I'm making bank. Like, I told my wife, like, you know, now that we're getting in the push, I would not be surprised if I had a nice 6-figure year. And she's like, yeah, but, you know, I'm like, I know, like, I get it. And part of me is like, you know, how long is she gonna really hang around and deal with the whole blue collar lifestyle, which we've been together now 12 years. 12 years, married for coming up on 6 years, and just, she's known that I've been blue collar my whole life. Like, I don't do well sitting behind a desk. Like, part of me would die. Which is kind of funny that I say that, because I'm literally sitting behind a desk doing this, but like, I don't know, like, I like working with my hands and doing stuff like that, but it's one of those things that, I guess I should get this even though it's full of rocks, because I think rocks are treasure. Literally, they think rocks are treasure. I had a little health scare. A few years back. I went, well, not a little health scare, it was a major incident. I was the the youngest patient at the time on the cardiac ward when I was in the hospital. And, like, not good. Turns out that I have atrial I can't even say it. I have AFib. Didn't know I had AFib. Like, that was the thing. I thought it was just, I was tired, I was working third shift at the time, I was pushing real hard, and I was living on caffeine and rage. And it was one of those things of like, you know, I think I pulled a muscle, like, just my chest was all hurting and felt like I had a fish flopping around in my chest. I was like, that's weird. But I'm like, you know, it's probably just muscle spasm or something. And, yeah, it wasn't a muscle spasm. It was actually my heart on its way out. Literally, I went into the hospital, and at my peak, I was at 200 beats a minute, just sitting there. And I was like, uh-oh. Like, I was watching the room just do one of these, just start blacking out. Like, I had the whole getting the tunnel vision and all that. And I'm like, guys? Like, guys, I think I got a problem. And they gave me, yeah, it's definitely... It's definitely... Okay, I have Arcane Blast. I have Arcane Orb. A Prismatic Shield. Uh-oh.
We've slain almost all of them.
Come on.
Keep
Get him.
all this necrotic energy.
I wish I had Arcane Missile.
Really be complete.
But yeah, my heart was checking out because I had enough, literally enough caffeine in me to kill an elephant.
That's one of Gorgroth's bodyguards.
And yeah, so I'm not supposed to have caffeine anymore.
I'll draw his attention. Shoot ya! Heal our wounds. As you command. Look up!
Aww. I'm DCing. Wow, that DC absolutely jacked me all up, dude.
Keep moving. Gorgroth must be close.
Whee! Do 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 do. I'll go nuke all these guys. Watch this. Boom. Boom. You get a piece. You get a piece. Like, Arcane Mage is stupidly powerful right now. That's awesome. I love seeing it. So I'm so sick of fire. Like, that's why I stopped playing a mage, because I was so sick of fire.
You will not stop the ritual. Not after all we have done. Rapnir will destroy you all.
Strike now!
Final sacrifice.
Come on, give me my blue bar.
Stop him.
Give me my blue bar. Give me my blue bar.
Wakar, Omar! Victory or death!
Pathetic mortals! Your dance will nourish me!
Like, this guy juiced up something awesome.
Ah! The ogres and their dragon lie dead at our feet, and the skies shine clear.
Yeah, this guy juiced up is great.
Reinforcements. I
Like
knew
that.
they would
That DPS number right there, 73.
Blood and thunder, soldier.
Hey, guy's cooking.
Trying to push our way past the storm.
These ogres will cower, but mount a whip and fly home to Orgrimmar. Glory awaits us.
Boink. Okay, that area's done. But yeah, it's one of those things now. I gotta watch my health. So, that going on was kind of like the whole eye opener that I'm not invincible anymore, and
I am glad that you do not.
really started making me kind of
Be allowed to
start thinking about down the road, because right then I was like in the moment, okay, down the road. Now I'm back to like
One of our
in the moment, but for a different reason. Like, should the grenade that's in my chest decide to go off, you know,
do well to run it.
and I'm not here anymore, I want to say at least lived a little. You know, I want to be able to look back and be like, okay, I lived a little. I had pretty good second half run. Would it suck? Yeah, it would. You know, not being able to see grandkids, stuff like that. But man, I've had some great experiences these last few years. I'm not gonna lie. Like, went and seen my number one band of all time. I went and seen Metallica live. I've gone to so many concerts, so many just different things I've never done, different places for vacation. Finally went to Disney World. I had never gone to Disney World as a kid. It took me being an adult in my 30s to go to Disney World.
All work of the
And let me tell you, Disney World is expensive as hell. Like,
We won't rest until the
Disney World is expensive as hell. Of not even gonna try to sugarcoat that, but I'm telling you, if you're on the fence, like, I don't know if I should go to Disney or not, it's totally worth it. Like, totally worth it. Especially if you're a Star Wars nut like I am. Galaxy's Edge. Dude, that's...
heroes of the Horde. The Dragon Isles
Words can't describe it.
beckon the Dragonflight's home.
Of...
Meet me in Orgrimmar.
I've always
where I am
wondered...
about to present the Aspect's invitation to the Horde Council. Heroes of the Horde. The Dragon Isles have awakened.
Like, I've always wondered about proportions of things, right? How big is an AT-AT? How big is an AT-ST? How big is the Snow Speeder, an X-Wing, a TIE Fighter, a Millennium Falcon? Like, if these, I know Star Wars is fantasy, but I grew up on Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, watching all that. Like, watching Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica kind of like in reruns, or not Star Wars, but Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica like in reruns, and then Star Wars Next Generation came out, and watching all that live, and just so good. Like, there's something special about it. And it wasn't like you weren't really accepted being a nerd back then when I was a kid. You were very much cast out. You were very much a leper, if you will, when you were like, you're a nerd. Now it's like being a nerd's cool. So getting to like be there for all that, and Star Trek and Star Wars have always had my eye, and always kind of, what if, Star Wars, what if there was an actual X-Wing? What if there was, an actual AT-AT? What would they, like, how big would they be? What would the actual size be? So getting to go to Galaxy's Edge, I told my wife, like, I want to go to Galaxy's Edge. I just want to see it. So that was our Christmas trip a few years ago. Of like, we finally did it, and we tried to make that trip happen for 10 years. Like, I kid you not, we tried to make that trip happen for 10 years. And it finally happened. We got there, and I was speechless. Like, the fact that we were there, we did a day at Universal. Like, we went through Travel Agent, totally a way to do it, go through Travel Agent. You can make payments on it up until like a month before the trip. So it makes it, you don't have to eat the whole pizza. You can just eat little nibbles out of it until you get the whole pizza. We did a day at Universal because my daughter's a Harry Potter nut, and dude, like, I'm telling you, get the tickets to Islands of Adventure so you can do the train, because the train's a whole thing. Like, it literally shuttles you between the parks, but there's a whole thing that plays out on the train with the characters, and of course some of the actors are no longer with us, but I'm not a Harry Potter nut. Like, I don't like Harry Potter. At least I thought I didn't like Harry Potter. I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I watched the first film. I never got into the books. I never really got into the films. I don't know why. I don't know why it didn't pull me in, but it didn't pull me in when I was younger. And like, doing this and getting to experience her fandomship of it, and getting to realize, like, holy shit, this is her Star Wars. Like, Star Wars for me, this is her. This is Harry Potter for her is what Star Wars is for me. And getting to go there, and you do the whole train, right? So you go to the platform, and there's the cast, the people that work there, the cast, just over the top, like just in a good way. Like it just it teleports you. Like you think you're there. So you go through the subway in London, right? The 9 3/4 and all this, and you know you're in the train, you're on the platform, and it is the train. It looks like the train from the movie. It is so cool. You get on it, there's all the stuff that happens on this train. Like it is an experience. And totally non-interactive. Like you watch all this stuff go on, and I'm like, I want to know how this all works. Like I want to know. And that's just me. I like behind the scenes stuff. And you get off the train, you're in Diagon Alley, and it is 110% brick for brick, board for board, creepy photo after creepy photo that follows you, Diagon Alley. And it is, God, it's so damn good. Like, so damn good. If you haven't gone there, you need to go there and check it out. It's just, it blew my mind. I had no idea the dragon on top of Green Goose Bank breathes fire. I have a video of that on my phone. It was super cold the day we went there. It was like 40 degrees in Orlando, and it was so cold. Like we brought the cold with us. I was like, man, I thought Florida would be a little more Florida than this. But it breathed fire, and like you could feel it. I was like, oh, it's so cool. Like I want one. Like it scared the shit out of me, but I'm like, I want it. Like I want to buy it. I want it. I want that. And it was so cool. It was so cool to see her there because she was she's in costume. She's Hufflepuff. She's in costume. And just for her to experience that, like I never had that growing up. I never had a place I could go, Indiana Jones and Star Wars and Mario and like all these things, and never had a BlizzCon. It was always like you kind of had to put them together in your head, and then you had to hide. And to see other people interacting, like, oh, Huffle, you're a Hufflepuff, yes, like, let's go. And this and that, like, so excited and in this fandom ship. And I was like, this is awesome. This is, like, she gets it. Like, I didn't think she got it, but she absolutely gets it. And for her, it's Harry Potter. For me, it's Star Wars. And we did that, and I was like, this is so cool. I still want to know how the pictures work. Like anyone knows, I still want to know how the picture work because it's not just a video. They do follow you. Like I extremely tested that. I will say they do follow you. And it's awesome. I want to know how they got that to work. And I want one. I will say that I absolutely want one of those. Like I think that's cool. And just like have it in my daughter's room when she comes home from college, and just like there and have her freak out about it. But like we did half a day. I got to do like half a day in Hollywood Studios, and that's like where the Indiana Jones stunt show's at. That's where Galaxy's Edge is at. And Galaxy's Edge, let me tell you, during Christmas time is freaking packed. It is so packed. I couldn't, like, you have to register like 90 days in advance for the build your own lightsaber thing, which is, it's a cool experience. I've seen videos of it online, and they've tweaked it over this, that, and I'll get to do it someday. I do plan on going back, and I will do it someday. I actually plan on going back for May the 4th, for the big Star Wars celebration. I told my wife, if we go back to Disney, the only way I am going, the only way you're getting me to pay for another $10,000 Disney trip is if I get to go on May the 4th, because I want to be there for the Star Wars celebration. I want to be there for the lightsaber lighting. Like, to me, that's awesome. But I didn't get to build my own saber, but they do have things in the gift shop, and it's not Sylvia's Workshop. I forgot what the name of it was, but you walk in and it's Star Wars. You walk in through this tunnel, right? So you're going through Hollywood Studio, you come out, and it is Star Wars. Like, you start going through this tunnel and the lights start kind of changing, right? And you're like, hey, wait a minute, like that, I recognize that light. And you come around going, boom, Star Wars. Like, you are teleported to a whole nother planet, it seems like, even though you really didn't go anywhere. But I'm like, oh, I stood there. And I had my sunglasses on, and my wife looks at me, she goes, I swear to God, if you start crying. And I'm like, it's already started. I'm like, it's done. Like, this is it. Like, if I would have had this when I was younger, like, oh my God. Like, maybe the different path I would have went on. Like, who knows? Who knows about it? But,
I shall help you prepare
even
for the Dragon Isles.
even the drink carts are themed. Like, the water fountains are themed. They
I have answers if you have questions. I shall meet you at the Zeppelin once you've gathered our future expedition.
they went just absolutely nut and bolt how it should be. And what's cool is that the gift shop there, like the main I want to say Sneed, but that's not right. I can't think of the name of this place. But you walk in there and it's like helmets and like tauntaun skull up there and like different weapons from different things. And the more you look around, the more it's this, and there's stuff going on in there, and it's awesome. And you look around, and for a fan like me, I'm like, oh my God, that's from here, that's there, there's a Mando helmet, there's this, there's that. And it's literally a Mando helmet. Like, it is literally by the lead prop. Like, the whole thing is done by the lead prop designer for all of Star Wars. So I'm like, it's authentic. Like, it's authentic. It's absolutely authentic. I went in there because I wanted to buy a lightsaber. And I knew that lightsabers were kind of expensive, I guess you could say. I knew they were about $250, $275, depending, right? And I told my wife that. I'm like, those are the two things I want from this trip. I'm like, I want to go see Star Wars. I want to go to Galaxy's Edge, and I want a lightsaber. That's it. I spent 10 grand for that. And the trip really wasn't about me. It was more about her. Like, this was kind of her quote-unquote dream trip, or one of them. And I told her, I'm like, I don't care how much we spend. I just want you to have a great time. And she's like, she'd pick something up. I go, buy it. Just buy it. So I get up there, and
apologies for my abrupt arrival, but the news I bring cannot wait for pleasantries.
We only have each other now.
she's like I get up there, I get my lightsaber, and I'm looking, and they have like the normal lightsabers, right? They got like, they're kind of over here. And then they have what's called the Legacy lightsabers. And let me tell you, Legacy lightsabers, I ended up buying 2 of these damn things. Like, the Legacy lightsabers are so damn cool because they are screen accurate, weight accurate to what they use in the films. So, say you get Darth Maul's bow saber, it is just, and you can, get your different blade links and all that. Me being a Star Wars nut and being a fan of the dark side of the Force, like, the dark side was so much cooler, like, just Force choking crap out of people. I ended up, like, I get up there, and of course they have Vader's hilt, right? They have hilt. They don't call them sabers, they call them hilts, because before they have the blade in them, they're not a saber, they're just a hilt. Kind of like sword, right? It's a lot like sword fighting. It's kind of like what lightsabers were based off of. George Lucas was like fencing and saber fights, like actual like blade, like the sword, right? So they call them hilts. They're called hilts.
I could use
So
that.
I immediately, like, Darth Vader is such an iconic character, right?
You call that a uniform?
And I go, can I see Vader's hilt? And
Vissian said that Rand
they hand it
was
to me,
waiting for us
and they go,
Vissian took the hill.
what length blade? There's 3 different lengths you can get. And they're like, what length blade? The 26. It's like the 26 inch, the 24 inch, or the 16 inch. And I go the 24 inch because in the movies, that's what Anakin used, was a shorter blade because he's arrogant as hell. And I'm telling the chick behind the counter this, and she's like, it was a new chick that really didn't understand Star Wars. You could tell. But the chick next to her, the lady next to her, was like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, it's absolutely, you know, a 24 inch blade. And I'm like, you could just tell it from the films. He uses a shorter blade because he's arrogant and believes no one can touch him. Obi-Wan, just saying. We tried to jump over. It was not good. Like, I have the high ground. I leave you in a lava pit. I loved you like a brother, Anakin. You know, that whole thing. Oh my god. That's it. I'm sorry, Details. You gotta go, dude. You're just killing my vibes, bro. Like that whole thing. So they're like, the fact that you know, most people come in here, they don't know that. They just see him and they go, ooh, shiny, I want. I'm like, you know, I want to see what it would have been like to actually be Vader. And dude, it's so damn good. Like, they put it on, you know, when you watch Hayden Christensen as Vader, the actor in the original, I would say the old films, but the original trilogy didn't do this. You just kind of fired it up, right? If you watch Hayden Christensen do it, as he's walking, he does the whole the wrist flick as he fires it, right? So he's, ooh. So I'm standing in there, and I'm like, didn't even realize I was doing it, just out of habit, just, and it's like, you know, does the whole sound and it lights up and all that. And it's like, oh, I'm like, oh, I'm looking at my wife, I'm like, oh my god. She's what? I'm like, oh, it's so cool. I ended up buying it. Like, I bought a $250 lightsaber because I thought it was cool. And it sits in my collection. I also have Shadow Maul. Before he was Darth Maul, I have Shadow Maul sitting in my collection as well. Just because I like the look of it. Like, it's beautifully machined. And you can tell that these things are actually machined. They're not cheap. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And of course, you know, recently with the passing of James Earl Jones, it's just, I get it. He's 93. No one lives forever, but damn, I'm not ready to give him up yet, you know? And I don't think I'll ever be over that, just like I don't think I'll ever be over Stan Lee. Of, like, 2 people I wish I would have met, right? That I wish I would have got, like, just an autograph from or a picture from or something. Had a quick little 5-minute conversation at a con or something like that. But, like, my wife purposely, like, I didn't know that James Earl Jones had passed, right? I didn't know that the voice of Vader had passed until I got on TikTok that day. And I sent her the TikTok, and I'm like, oh, OMG. I don't know how to feel. And she's like, she goes, I've known about it. And I'm like, what? And she goes, I knew about it, but I didn't want to ruin your day, because she goes, I knew that it would just destroy you. And it did. Like, it hurt. Not gonna lie, like, it hurt. Of like, wow, but he was 93. Like, I get it. So she's like, you know, how much more, she goes, how much, or how, I forgot what she said now. She's like, you know, how much better or more special does that saber feel now? And it it makes it even cooler to me because it's like he was the voice of generations. Of like obviously the voice of Vader, the voice of Mufasa. Like if you watch the original, even in the New Lion King, I think he voiced Mufasa in the New Lion King as well. When they tried to reboot it and it was horrible, but like he was just the voice of generations of just man, like I mean, even if you watch Big Bang Theory, him and Big Bang Theory, which the funny thing is, him and Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, never met face to face because he was the voice actor for Vader. He wasn't actually in the suit. It was a whole nother actor in the suit. But he was just the voice actor for Vader. And so Big Bang Theory was really the first time that they met face to face. And I'm like, after all these years and how you think how big Star Wars is, and this is the first time you guys are meeting face to faces on Big Bang Theory, of literally it's him and Sheldon going to ring Carrie Fisher's door and do a ding dong ditch, and it's hilarious. And she's like, "That's not funny anymore, James." He's like, "Then why am I laughing?" You know, like it's so that whole clip is just so freaking hilarious to me. And my wife's like, "Isn't that Vader?" I go, "That's Vader. That's Mufasa. That's, you know, if you watch Field of Dreams, I'm pretty sure he's in Field of Dreams too." And she's like, "Wow." I'm like, he spanned generations, and it just sucks. And then to find out the same week we lost the original voice actor for Master Shredder from Ninja Turtles as well. I'm like, dude, no, like I'm done. Like I'm done. I swear to God, like if we lose the voice actor, if we lose Peter Cullen, like if anyone knows Peter Cullen, who that is, what he voice acts, what he does, I'm done. Like, nope. I'm not ready to give up Peter Cullen yet. I'm just not. It's not happening. Like, no, I refuse. Like, I'm not ready to give up Predator and Optimus Prime and just, like, yeah, literally he does the Predator sound. Like, he's the guy that does the whole Predator clicks and all that. And I didn't know that until recently, until I seen him at as someone interviewed him at a con.
Do you need my help?
But I'm like, that's so cool. Like, it's so badass. He does the Predator sounds. Like, it's an iconic monster film. Like, oh my God, it's so good. They're still going. And I haven't watched the new Alien yet. I haven't watched it yet. I'll end up watching it. I watched all the other ones. I grew up on those two. But it's just, man, like, losing these actors, just, I get it. No one gets out alive, but it just sucks. Hurts. It's like part of your childhood just gone, done. It's just like them trying to make a sequel to The Goonies. Like, can't be done. In my opinion, this day and age, can't be done. It won't be done justice. And you're waiting, what? Damn near 40 years to make a sequel? Like, yeah, yikes. I'll still go watch it. I mean, I'll still check it out because they're using all of the original actors. So that's going to be interesting. Like, are they going to use them as, like, just kind of like the parents of children, or are they going to have like a whole nother adventure?
Dragon Isles. Please enjoy your time here.
Because if I forgot what was his name in the Goonies. I know what he was in Indiana Jones. He was short round in Indiana Jones. But Data, I think his name was Data.
The Horde and Alliance have a long history of rivalry.
that
And I pursue
he he did a film. He directed a film. That guy reminds me of Venom. So waiting forward to. I'm so looking forward to that film. Like, that film's coming out soon, dude. It's the last Venom film. I think it might be the last one, though, bros. I really, really do. And that sucks because I actually like them. Like, I know there's people out there that hate them. Like, oh my god, I'm so glad they're done. Sony this. And I'm just like, I like them. Like, I like them. They entertain me. That's what a movie's supposed to do. It's supposed to entertain me and teleport me, right?
May this Brescia once more guide every peaceful denizen of
And,
to these shores.
I don't know. I don't know what I was getting at now. I forgot.
Ready to serve. I'm always here to help. It was nice to meet you.
But, man, it's like, you know, our childhood kind of comes to an end, right? Like, that's why a lot of people collect nostalgic toys. And it's like part of childhood. You're like, oh yeah, cool, you know, da, 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 da. You know, that's why some people play nostalgic video games. I'm one of those people. Like, I love
We were trained
Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Oh man, God, Super Nintendo's my jam.
is dire, but I suppose this is a type of emergency.
But
Major Domo Silistra will arrive soon.
Does the Major Domo personally respond to
I
every
don't
call?
know. I don't know how I feel about. Oh, I was getting on data and short round.
Times of trouble.
That's where I was going. Pop back into my brain.
Strong, so trust
So the kid that played Data or Short Round, if you've seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, directed a film. Like, he's been gone from acting for a long while. And he directed a film called Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think is the actual name of it. I could be wrong on that, but he directed that film, and that was like his first directorial debut. And it blew up on streaming. Like, it is such a weird yet fun ride. And I've watched it actually a couple times, and I love it. Like, I love it so much. I was like, oh my god, like, it's Short Round. Like, that's where I know it from, is Indiana Jones and the Goonies. I'm like, it's Short Round, it's Data. Like, this is so great. And then he's in Loki season 2, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy to see him come back. Like, it's so great. And he ran into Harrison Ford at a movie. I think it was like a movie premiere. No, it was an awards show. He ran into Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford goes, I remember you, Short Round. And I was like, oh, it's so good. It's so just so good. Makes me so happy. And I get excited about stupid shit like that, but
I will await you. The Queen's blessings upon you. Cadet Sendrax, escort the adventurer to Commander.
it's just
Leatherman
it's like,
by Dragon
yes,
Ball
like,
Coast.
yes, after all these years, like, such iconic roles, and you had no idea. Like, the whole Indiana Jones whip gunfight. That was never supposed to be a gunfight. That was supposed to be a whip and sword fight, but Harrison Ford has fighting a flu, and he's like, I ain't got time for this. Pulled out his revolvers, like, bang, and they kept it. Like, that was completely a not supposed to happen thing. It was like totally a blooper, and they kept it because it works so well. And, like, everyone's like, oh, what the like, that's not how the old extras are like, what, that's not how it's supposed to go. Like, the guy's like, ah, he comes out, yeah, he just bang. Like, it works so well. So that was a happy little accident, right?
Do you need my help?
But that's cool. It's like cool getting to learn stuff like that.
I'm always here to help.
It's like I told my wife that I'm starting to learn ASL, American Sign Language, and she's like, oh, why? Why are you learning ASL? She's like, you have no reason to learn ASL. And I go, yes, I do. She goes, what's that? I go, so I can walk around in public and talk shit about people and they have no idea what I'm doing. She's like, oh my God. She goes, you're going to learn a whole freaking language. Sign language at that. American Sign Language at that. Just so you can talk crap in public. I go, yep. Yep. That's how my brain works. And she's like, oh my God. Oh my God. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm special. But I just think it's funny. Like, I think it's funny. And it's something that, you know, I can throw on a resume as well. Of like, hey, I know American Sign Language. And it make me a little more attractive. But
According to legend,
you know, I was telling people today, because I got some younger people that I work with. I got like kind of a mixed bag when it comes to people at work, but they're like, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about college, and I'm like, eh. They're like, what? I'm like, eh. I've like, don't take me as an example, but I wish I wouldn't have done this, but I've gone to college 3 times and I've dropped out 3 times from it. Like, I am a 3-time college dropout. Like, the fact that I even have enough brain power to put socks on in the morning is something. But wouldn't say that I'm the brightest crayon in the box. You know, I'm not like, oh, you don't need college. Like, they're gonna have to train you anyways. Like, all college does is showed that for anywhere from 2 to 4 years, depending on if you're getting associate's or a bachelor's degree, 2 to 4 years, that you could show up to a place, do reasonably well at moderate tasks, and be on time for those 2 to 4 years to get a piece of paper that says you're qualified. They're still going to have to train you after that. So a lot of companies are now realizing that, hey, this whole degree requirement, because we can't get people, it's kind of bogus. Like, maybe we should drop it. So there are actually getting to be some pretty good, like, tech. I know tech is a big one that does this. There are getting to be some good tech jobs out there that don't require a degree anymore. You might not. Now, I'm not saying, you know, you should drop out of college, but like, education's awesome, but is it really worth going in debt? Like, believe me, I have student loans still, and those things will follow me until the grave. Like, I know it. I'll pay them probably 5 years after I'm dead, but they never go away. They never. And here's the thing: I've paid them off twice now. I'm on the 3rd round of paying them off. Yeah, let how stupid I am sink in for just a second. I have now paid student loans, 2 rounds of student loans off. I'm paying my 3rd round off, and I'm making it so that my daughter has nothing to financially worry about while she's in college. Yeah. I'm dumb. Like, I'm dumb. But my thing is, like, if you want to go to college, go to college. You want the experience, get the experience. But I don't know. Like, yeah, I think some jobs like doctor and nurse should have degrees. I think there should, but, like, depending on what the tech job is, I don't think every tech job, I don't think, you know, help desk should need a degree. I don't think help desk 1 should need a degree. I don't think help desk 2 should need a degree. Now, if you're like a CSO, a chief security officer, absolutely you should have an advanced degree. Or a crap load of experience.
What's the situation?
But there are
The lifeboat.
a lot of these tech jobs now that are like, hey, we're having to train these people anyways. And it's not like, oh, college is bad, but everything's advancing so fast in the tech industry right now, in the tech sector, that companies are realizing, hey, colleges and all that aren't really being able to keep up with how fast these advancements are. Maybe we should just drop the degree requirements and train these people ourselves, and we can pay them a little less. So it's more of a cost savings thing. But it's kind of cool because you can get into a pretty good spot with not really needing to know anything right off the bat. You might need to know like power button or something, but I've definitely thought about doing it, like making that shift. Because what I do currently, I'm just not really happy. It's gonna sound weird, but I'm not really happy being an engineer. Like, I deal with like a lot of injection plastic stuff. I'm not really just, I'm kind of, I'm not really just, like, I get up, I do it every day, but it's not something I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, hell yeah, I get to, you know, go be an engineer and argue with people all day and try and explain why things aren't going right, of like how we thought they were going to run, and, you know, try out new tools and do all this and explain to a customer why their $200,000 tool is absolute garbage and a poor design, and just it's taxing. Like, it is absolutely taxing, and it's mind-numbingly boring. And it's just, I've literally worked my way into it. Like, I don't even have my degree in it. I've worked my way into it over the last 15 years now. And I'm just like, I think I'm done. Like, I think I want to walk away from it. And I've told my wife that. And she goes, you know, what would make you happy? And I'm like, honestly, like, she's like, yeah, honestly. And I'm like, you're not going to be super upset and angry with me when I say this. So she, you know, is thinking like, oh, you know, you're going to throw almost 6 years of marriage and almost 12 years together in a relationship away like you want divorced or something. And I'm like, honestly, like, what would make me happy is doing this. Like, doing this, probably having way less money, but doing this, like, to me, having, like, money isn't happiness to me. Like, a lot of people have a dollar sign on everything. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, if I hit X amount of dollars a year, right? Salary.
I will see it done, even if it costs me my life.
Easy, young one.
You know, a lot of people fall into that trap.
Combat the rise of our ancient enemies. Head to the Lifebinder Conservatory and rally the Draconid to the life pools.
Right away, Commander Lethenek.
A lot of people fall into that trap. If I just hit XYZ, right? If I just hit, you know, another 15,000 a year, I'll be happy. If, like, they put all this crap on this pedestal of, like, if I just make that 80K a year. Yeah, I know I'm making 76,000 a year now, but if I make another $4,000, then I can be happy. All that's going to do is throw you in another tax bracket, and you're actually going to make less. Like,
We safeguard the isle.
like, that's why I say that, you know, you can't really put a dollar sign on everything. It's not physically possible. And it sounds weird to say that making less money would make me happy, but it's true. Like, I get it. You need money to survive, this and that, da 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 da. Like, money pays for WoW subs, and money pays for electricity to run my computer and my internet so I can stream. But to me, it's more about time. Like, that's something I can't buy. That's something I can't go to the store and buy. No one can give me more of it. And we never know when we're going to be out of it. Like, when we're out of time, that's it. Life's over, right? So for me, having less money but being able to do this and be happy because I can go, okay, I don't want to stream today. Maybe I don't get paid. You know, if I end up getting paid from it, maybe I don't get paid today. Maybe I don't do it today. Maybe this, maybe that. But I get to spend more time with my family. I get to be around more for things. That to me is a bigger win than $100,000 a year. Just saying. Like, just absolutely just saying. And a lot of people will be shocked by that, you know, buying Ferraris and Lambos and mansions and private jets and helicopters and stuff isn't the end-all be-all, but it's not. Like, those things are cool, but guess what? Those things are a money pit. That you have to do maintenance on them, especially like aircraft is super stupid expensive. It's stupid to put money into an aircraft. Especially if it's not like, you know, if you're running a business and you're having to travel a lot, like great distances, then yes, I can see the benefit of having like a private jet. I get it at that point. But to just be like some noob off the street, right? Oh, I got enough money to buy a private jet, I'm buying one. That's a waste, bro. Like, it's so bad. You know, and here's the thing. Like, don't think of me like a hypocrite or anything. When I was younger, I wanted all that. I'm like, I want YouTube money. I want to be a YouTuber and this and that, and I'm gonna get all these monies and buy all these Lambos, and I'm gonna buy all these houses, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have my own island. Like, that's the way I thought. And you know, now that I have a family and a family that's older, like I had my daughter. Or my wife had our daughter. I wouldn't say that I had my daughter. I didn't crank her out, but thank God. Wife had our daughter early on, like early. And, you know, being not even 40 yet and having a kid in college is awesome and terrifying all at the same time. And what I've told her is, like, don't make the same mistakes we made. Like, you have an opportunity in front of you. If you don't have to financially worry about anything right now, like, just focus on school, focus on having fun, focus on doing well. And you know, I didn't have that. I had to worry. I had to worry about providing. I had to worry about this, and you know, wife too. Like, we struggled. Like, those first 5 years, hope you like hot dogs and mac and cheese, because that's what you're eating. You're only eating once a day, and it's hot dogs and mac and cheese every day. But you know what? Our daughter went to school in new clothes, new shoes. Our daughter had most of the things that she wanted. And, you know, there were nights and times that I didn't eat because there wasn't enough to go around. And, you know, she never seen it. I didn't want her to see it. I didn't want her to be like, oh, well, why aren't you eating the chicken nuggets? Why didn't you get anything from McDonald's? You know, why didn't you get this? Why didn't you get that? Like, when McDonald's is considered a extreme luxury option, like, that's when you know, okay, you know, all right. You know, maybe this, maybe that. Like, dude, we were not good off. We were both making like $10, $11 an hour back then, and it was hard. It was hard then. I couldn't even imagine having that in this economy. Like back then was a struggle, but I was determined to never let our daughter show it in school. Like, no. Absolutely not. Because I knew the kids would bully her, and I didn't want that for her. I didn't want it to be like how I grew up. So, did everything in our power to, let her have a shot at something better than what we had. So, go to school if you want to. Like, go to college, get the experience, or don't. Like I said, I'm not one to really preach, because I went to college 3 times and I dropped out 3 times. Like, to me, college didn't work. Sitting in a classroom reading from a book just doesn't work for me. Like, I have to be hands-on. I have to, like, feel things and take things apart and see how they work. Just what they call theory learning just didn't work for me at all. And it was very, very expensive figuring that out. But like recently my wife was like, hey, she's like, she was in college and getting some knowledge, and she's like, man, I've been at this thing, and I don't know what I'm feeling. She's like, I don't think I enjoy it. And I'm like, then don't do it. And she looked at me, she's what? And I'm like, if you're not enjoying it, don't do it. Like, why are you wasting your time on something you don't enjoy? And she looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, it's the truth. Like, if you don't enjoy doing something, why do you keep doing it? That it's just going to make you miserable and resentful, and just don't do it. Like, if you don't like your relationship, guess what? You get the hell out, right? You don't like your job, guess what? You go get another job. Yay, thanks, booty holes. You don't like the class you play in WoW, guess what? Yeah, play another one. Like, and I was trying to explain that to her, and she's like, well, she's like, but, and she's never really quit doing anything in her life. And I asked her, I go, have you ever, really just said, like, F it, and just quit doing something because you didn't like doing it, or you kept doing it to, like, try and appease people? And she goes, I really just tried it. I'm like, then don't go. Don't go back to college. And she's like, what? I'm like, don't go. She's like, well, what's going to happen? I go, I don't know. It's one way to find out. And she's like, oh, God. So she ended up dropping out. Like, well, I wouldn't say dropping out. She kind of put things on pause. She kind of just sit back and think about some stuff. But I was like, take a semester off. Like, is it educational suicide? Not really. It's going to slow down your time frame. I mean, if you're trying to do things in a certain amount of time, it's going to slow down your time frame, but like, don't necessarily, like, fully drop out, but take a semester off. Screw it. You know, if you're taking summer classes, guess what? Don't take summer classes. It's not going to be the end of the world. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my god, you don't do this, da da da. Screw those people. That's what I say. Screw those people, man. It's just like people, you should be playing an elemental shaman because they're more powerful than arcane. Dude, I like arcane mage. Eat it. Like, straight up. You should be playing Augment Evoker because it's the strongest class. Like, I don't like it. It's not fun to me. Screw it. But yeah, that's what I told her. Like, take a semester off, see where you're at, make a decision after that. And she's like, I don't, just do it. Just do it. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? Like, I tell her that. I quote that line all the time from Spaceballs to people. You know, it's kind of like one of those things. If a frog had a glass ass, you only bump it once. Like, I don't know what that was, but that was fun. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. Like, I don't know. Oh yeah, just freaking missiled his face. That was awesome. But it's one of those things that, you know, you can't really know it until you're there. You know, am I happier, you know, not being in an IT role of, like, working myself into an engineering role? No. No, believe me, I wish I could work from home. Again. Afford more time for my family. That's what I'm after now, is I'm chasing time. I'm not chasing dollars, I'm chasing time. And it really took me maturing, I guess, to realize that. I realize what's really important. Like, dollar only gets you so far. And yeah, you need the almighty greenback in order to survive, but man, it's definitely not everything. Let me tell you that. It's definitely not everything. And when you're younger, you think it is. When you're younger, you're like, oh yeah, you know, again, you put a dollar sign on everything. If I just do this and this and this and this, and I'll be happy. Like, guess what? 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do all that crap and you're gonna be more miserable than what you are now. And I didn't realize that for a long, long while. I was very much one of those, like, having to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, well, Doug got a new car, so I have to get a new car, but I have to get the higher package than what he had. I was very much that person. And let me tell you, it put me in some financial straits. Like, oh my God, it was bad. It put me in some financial spots that I did not want to be in.
Every action has consequences. We will draw their eyes above for you. That should give you some cover. We will meet you at a forward position when you've done some good work.
When you've done some good work. Like, Rathian, you suck. Juju. Uh-huh. No lava butt for you. What is that? Not the one I needed to kill, though. I just blasted that guy for no reason. Ooh, do not want to. I do not want to tangle with you. I had to stop myself from saying a bad word. Dude, I totally stopped myself. I almost said it too. I almost did it. I almost made a boo-boo. Oh, I almost made up. Oh, please don't be coming this way. Boink.
Got something to report? The Jarraden consider the outpost a well-earned victory against their ancient foes. They're already talking about another raid, and another, and another.
Hello? Hello? Oh my man, let me in. You suck.
I've been keeping an eye out. The Red Dragon flight wasn't ready for the surprise attack. The Jarraden seem to be hoping for a tougher fight next time.
We.
I have been expecting you.
A dagger, a dagger, a staff, a dagger, a dagger, a staff. You know what? I think I'm gonna stick with the dagger. Or maybe I stick with staff. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do, man. It had crit on it though. That's why I took it.
The Jarraden scheme to claim the Obsidian Citadel, the Black Dragonflight's seat of power. Enough of this.
Patience, Rathian.
I will have the luxury of patience when they are scoured from my home.
Yeah, when they're scoured from my home. Ooh, haste will be a good thing to have.
What is your need?
Doink. Oh, I thought that was Blink. Son of a... Ooh. Ooh, I one-shot him.
Ours is a solemn burden. The aspects have returned.
I really want to know what I'm doing for damage. Really want to know. I was chasing after that guy. He was running away. Doink.
We protect the Isles.
I have lived to see them return.
No, you come back here. I'm supposed to have... Yeah, that's literally what the... Counterspell can go up there. Okay, I'm out. See you nerds later. Dude, I'm already at 15. This guy levels up pretty good. Should try to get into a dungeon. How long does this wait? 6 minutes? That's not horrible. For DPS, that's not horrible. I was expecting like 30.
Welcome to the Dragon Isles.
Like, no joke. I was expecting like 30-minute wait time.
The Isles have awakened. Cadet Sendrax is showing some real promise with her eager attitude.
Ooh, I gotta move that.
And stay low. We must save the eggs. It is up to me to help. Saving the eggs is all that matters. This is my calling. Even a single dragon egg is in danger. We cannot remain in the shadows.
We...
These eggs are our future. I will protect them. Not this. Not the wealth. You deserved better. I am sorry.
Ooh. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna blast on this guy. $202. That's nuts. Too bad I can't use it. Oh no, I'm in lava. Ooh, don't get in that circle.
Sleep, small one. And be. Stay away from those primal conduits.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it though. Like that guy I'm not taking on because that's just dumb. Ooh. Ooh, I'll get hurt. But he's hurtier hurt. And hurtier hurt. Oh, God. I got problems, bro. Woo! Let's go. Yeah. Take that magic damage. Oof. Anyways, I just start coming in here blasting. I think I should make that a 3. That's what I keep wanting to do. Oh yeah? Brr, brr. I heard a freaking rogue. Oh, this might not be something I want to tussle with.
We must save the eggs. Saving the eggs is all that matters. I will protect them.
Let's freaking go. Come on. Come on, tank. You got this. You got this, little buddy. Oh, I do not like this one. When I'm going to come out here, I'm going to start blasting.
We'll remember you.
Make thieves! Kill them! Ruin them! Destroy them!
The hunter's outdoing me.
And your catch secure.
Oh, why'd you have to give me... Why? Why? Why'd you have to do that? Not very nice.
Here, come press me, thieves! We rip you apart! What you waiting for? Bring us meat thieves!
I can't carry anymore.
Careful out there.
Here, come press me, thieves! We rip you apart! Let me show you a good trick.
We gotta freaking go over here and do this thing. Back.
Strong feet. Come to me, clever meat. I'll wither your strength myself. Everything rots away in the end. I control decay. Reclaim everything. I will wither this world and eat its bones. Your corpses will spread the rats. Withered bones, your homes, everything.
Okay, where am I at? Where am I at?
If even a single dragon egg is in danger, we cannot remain in the shadows.
Unless there's an upstairs, which I think there is. I think there is an upstairs. Not 100 on it, but... delicious.
It is up to me to help. This is my calling. Follow me. We'll charge the ritual site together.
I'm not following you nowhere, Syndrax. You're gonna die. You hear me? You're gonna die.
These eggs are our future. Stay behind me. I will endure the conduit's flame while you grab the egg.
Yeah, you take the beating.
For the Lifebinder! Now! Grab the egg! Get it to us! For the flood! For the future.
Meow. Meow. Watch how bad this animation is. I don't think they ever fix this. Watch the face. Watch the face. The face is awesome. Is that an egg?
The enemy by the Lifebinder.
His eyes are so weird. By the Lifebinder. Is that an egg?
I can help you thrive here, mortal.
It used to be way worse. It used to be like, what up?
Your rival is very well. Just this once.
Damn, I'm already an 18. Wow. These guys level fast. I'm probably leveling really slow.
If you can.
You guys are probably like, oh my god, he's so bad. His level's so slow. I'm just out here questing.
The tenders alerted me as soon as a caravan of eggs went missing. But
I'm just out here questing. Ooh, watch this.
our flight has endured many blows over the years. We had just started to recover.
Ugh. I think I should go to bed.
The Red Dragonflight was charged with nurturing life.
Go snuggle up with my cat and go to bed.
We must stop the Primalists. We must stop the Proto-Dragons.
We must stop playing WoW. That'll never happen. I've tried. That'll never happen.
The Ruby Life Shrine champion. I am
We're talking to me. I'm old.
But what brings you here so urgently?
My butt's been wiped.
Greetings. Safeguard all life. What has happened to this age?
Yeah.
The energies that
Mess with the dragon, you get the horns.
Embrace hope, fair skies, and and strong winds.
I don't care about that. I don't care, lady. Oh, I thought I didn't have... Ooh. I thought I didn't have a Hearthstone. Alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna log. Gotta log, gotta go.